dun 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 dun. Sorry, I was trying to click the right mouse button. Welcome to another Getting Projects Done with me, Chris, as I continue my work through the McFarlane Hellblaster Artist Proof Marine from McFarlane Toys. Having a lot of fun. We are nearing the end of this project. I was currently working on the backpack, putting some finishing touches to the helmet, and then it's just the shoulder pads and the gun. And yeah, we'll be done. We'll be done. Hopefully. Soon. Soon. I hope. But then it begs the question, what next? Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? I've got many projects that need to get done, that I want to get done. I'll put that right there. And so, yeah. So, like I said, I was working on my backpack. It seems a little bright. Let's see if we can adjust that just a little bit. The camera seems a little off. Off. It's a little off. It's kind of bright. Let's go here. Yeah, let's change this down. Let's bring this down just a little bit. Too high. Too low. Yeah, right around there. It seems okay. Still see things. Yeah, so I started the weathering process on the backpack. So I started laying the sea blue down. Hadn't gotten to these areas yet. Laid a little bit down onto that. And then, of course, I also got the helmet ready. And I have this central device here. I wasn't 100% sure on which way I was going to go with it. So I just basically laid some flat white down. Tamiya flat white. I wasn't too concerned with the outer edge, as basically I think I'm going to do is I'm going to paint this. Traditionally, this is a shell, like a seashell. And so, yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Is we're going to color that like a seashell. So I'm okay with it being dark on the back because, well, seashells typically, like clams and, what have you, have like a rough exterior, a dark, rough exterior, but are pearlescent inside. So, yeah. Of course, there's other little areas as well, like little buttons and doodads, like on the arm, that we could finish off. There's all sorts of stuff to do. It's a lot of little details now, and things of that nature. So, yeah. But that's it. We're just gonna continue working our way through it. Of course, I hope that we can probably get to the shoulder pads today, because I'm really looking forward to this. But I really want to get this backpack ready to go. And so, with that being said, let's grab a spongy. Yeah, we'll grab this little chunk right here. Yeah. And let's grab... You know what? Let's grab it. Yeah, let's grab it right by here. Let's get this little corner popping out. I've done quite a few videos talking about like how I go about my weathering process, so I don't really feel it necessary to, bore you guys with the details. But yeah. So far, so good. I'm mostly happy with where this is going. I am going to paint the nozzles and such in metal. I was initially thinking of going with like a copper, because that's kind of where I wanted to go with some of the other elements of the figure. Was more of a copper kind of look. Sorry, I'm just adjusting my little light here. Little light. There we go. Oop, bumped the camera. Bump the camera. Okay. So yeah, we're going to use Sea Blue XF17. This is what I've been using to begin the weathering process. Oh, do. It's a lovely Friday afternoon. Perfect for staying indoors and painting. For everybody else out there in the rest of the world. So the biggest thing I always caution everybody on when weathering, especially using like the sponge technique to do this, is try to avoid being fairly uniform in your application of the color, or of, the technique, I should say. Just because it tends to look a little funny as as you're viewing the thing. So you don't ever want it to be, symmetrical, or, that it's obvious that you use the sponge to achieve the effect, right? You always want to leave somebody who's not used to all this stuff to look at it and go, "Oh my God, how did you do all that? All the details, all the colors." You had to have spent hours and hours on making this happen, and you chuckle to yourself like, "No, I didn't. I just spent a little bit of time on it. Really didn't take too long." Sorry, I'm thinking hard here. Yeah, so you don't ever really want it to look uniform, right? You want it, like, if you hit one side a little heavily, then leave the other side not so heavy. That's some good English for you. We're going to really ding that one up. This one side's all dinged up. It's all dinged up. Do. And yeah, I think that's it. Give that a moment or two to dry. Chuck that little spongy. We'll head over to the metallic in a second. Now, the big question that I have for some of you out there is, what should we do with the trim of the shoulder pads? Should we paint them or leave them red? I am kind of curious about that. that little corner there so we can be somewhat accurate. Anyway. Grab our Gunmetal X10. Put that on the mixer. I still haven't sealed this figure yet. I picked up the hell did I pick up? I picked up Tamiya spray, flat clear, TS80. We're gonna give that a shot. Hopefully I don't mess up my figure with it. I don't think so, but you never know. And whenever trying out different sprays and different products and things like that, I always recommend, you slowly build up to the desired result as opposed to just trying to hammer it in one go kind of thing. But yeah. Yeah. I think that's all weathered up, right? I think so. Okay. Let's get to it. Probably have to do this in a couple stages just because just how I have to hold this. Again, we're only looking for just a slight amount of weathering. It's very, very subtle. Very subtle. Beep 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 beep. Oops, a little too much there. It's all right. It's all right. Doesn't hurt nothing. Unless it does. Oops. Just like so. Probably use another little splooch right there. Yeah. Make it look really worn. Disco! Hey there, Chris. Hey, Disco. What's happening? I'm just working on my Space Marine. Here. Yeah. Weathering looks good. Thank you. It's fun. I enjoy it. You know, it's a fun little process. It's kind of the way I've done weathering for many years. I mean, you could just as easily do this with a brush, but I don't know, sponge just seems a little bit more fun. Make sure that it stays nice and random, you know? Make him look. Oop, touch somewhere. Oh, I touched this bottom part. Son of a beehive. Here we go. Jesus. My phone keeps going off. I don't know why. Feels like it's chip paint, doesn't it? That's the impression we're going for. So I hope it's working. Now the other reason why I wanted to have just that slight little point to the end of the sponge was so that we can get into some of these little nooks and crannies. Just a few. Few of the nooks. Few of the crannies. Nothing terribly complex. Watch where the heck I'm putting my fingers. So basically, it's always just trying to follow kind of where I had laid that previous little... Oh, shit, I touched that spot again. Where I laid that previous, like, layer of... What did I touch? Oh, I touched this bottom part again. Frickin' frick. The frickin' fricks. Frickin' frickety frick. Let's see if we can build that back up a bit. Try not to overdo it. At this point, might be unavoidable. Yeah. And we'll leave that as such. Close this up. Done with that for the moment. Alright. Next is, we'll give that a moment to dry. We'll chuck this sponge. And what's on next on the docket? Let's get back to the helmet. So yeah, we'll leave this to dry for a little bit. The helmet. Now, going for a bit of a seashell kind of look inside there. I mean, we could. The easy way would be to use something like a color shift paint or something like that. But I don't want to entirely go with a color shift. You know what, though? Maybe Turbo Dork, I think, might have something I'm looking for. Oh, office is a mess. What do I got? All right. I have... Ooh, Mother Load. Mother Load is a color shift. It shifts between a bit of a kind of a pink and a light greeny blue. Yeah. That actually might work. Okay, we'll keep that on the menu. What else do I got? Turbo Dork. I'm sure Turbo Dork has got the solution to my problem. I'm sure they do. So many fun colors with Turbo Dork. These are all reds. Shell Shocked is not bad. It's a color shift as well. It's older label. What else do I have? I thought there was Motherload the only color I was thinking of? What do I got in this one? Oh no, I got more over here. Ooh, Crystal Cavern and Motherload's a lot of white, whereas Crystal Cavern is a lot of blue shifting to purple. I don't think that's the right answer. Cloud 9. No. Yeah, you can sit here all day. Oh, Pearly Gate. There's Pearly Gates. I was looking for that one. Let's put that back over there. Yeah, because initially I was thinking of using like an opaque color, like for example thinning down two contrasts, like the light magenta and the light cyan, just kind of a light blending, and then using an interference color on top of it. But I'm wondering if this might be the answer here. Just give it a layer of this. It's a very subtle, it goes almost from yellows to a magenta to almost like a teal green to almost a cold blue. This might have the pearlescence quality that I'm looking for. And it is a color shift, so it will shift around. Yeah, let's give it a mix. Let's give it a shot. I mean, if I hate it, I can always cover it up. If I hate it. You never know, I might hate it. I'm just giving this a really good mix just because I have not used this bottle in a while. I don't know if I've ever used Motherload actually on any projects. Turbo Dork has a new color coming out, a black metal. I'm very curious about. I'm curious to see how it stacks up against other comparable colors. I'm very, very curious. But you know what they say, curiosity killed the cat, right? Isn't that what they say? And I'm just giving it another thorough mixing. You can hear the little agitator floating around. Yeah. So I think this color is going to be... I think this is the solution. Give it a shot anyway. Oh, shit. Make sure the agitator was down. Don't really need that much. And I put my watercolor or my brushes away here. So I'm not going to use any dilution. Not thinning it down at all. And I'm applying it right on top of white. Normally you would apply this stuff on top of black, but I want that pearlescence. And I'm picking up debris from my palette. So far, I'm not hating it. It's very hard to see on camera here. I can kind of see it now. Just pull off some of that harsh light. You can kind of see how it has that pearlescing quality. I like it, but I think I want a little bit more color, just so that, you know, it's more apparent when you view this. Because right now it looks really good, but yeah. Let's take a little bit more. I'm just going to do the edge. Just because. It's not terribly important, but, you know. If we're doing it, might as well do it. Yeah. I can see the pearlescence. It looks cool. It's not 100% what I'm after, though. Because even like when you look at, like, here, let me just pull some of the light off of it there. Yeah, like, even when you look at this interior of a seashell, you know, you see all these colors playing back at you, like a pearl, right? But you, even in like regular kind of lighting situations, you always see some residual color there. So I think I am going to do that, and then I'll probably do another layering of Mother Lode. But I'm going to use contrast. I'm going to use where's the purple? No, not the purple. Voluptuous pink and Ethermatic blue. I love these two colors. These are fantastic colors. Yeah. So Mother of Pearl, yeah, Mother Lode, right? Mother Pearl, Mother Lode. So yeah, I'm gonna use these. I'm gonna thin them down, but I'm gonna put a slight layering, just a little bit. I only want just a hint of color in that. I don't want it to be really saturated. We have to be very, very subtle. Well, we don't have to be, but we're gonna be. I'm just giving them a good mix. Disco, gotta jump onto a team call. I'll be here, but volume down. So no screaming into the mic is what you're saying. Gotcha. Yeah, so we're going to use those two colors. And you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to turn on Discord. There we go. So anybody who wants to join me in the chat can do so. Or if you feel like just sitting there, working on whatever you're working on, feel free. Oh, all right. This should be dry by now. No, it doesn't feel very dry. Oh, no, it's dry. It's just because it's smooth. It's smooth. All right. We'll start off with Voluptuous Pink. Yeah, I'll just use this brush. Does not really matter. We could use medium. Yeah, screw it. Let's use medium. I'm going to use some contrast medium. Give this a quick mix. I'll chuck a drop down. Close that. Let's give this a little mix. Mixy-voo. Yeah, we'll even cut this with a little bit more water. It's still pretty heavy, but that's okay. So, brush very swollen with water. Just put it right onto the palette and just grab just a little bit of the color. Just a little bit. Yeah, you can see how now you can see how very thin that is. That's what I'm looking for right there. So It's almost non-existent. And let's do magenta up high. I'm going to kind of bring it around like that. Yeah, and where we finish the brush stroke is where the color gets deposited. You know what, maybe I'll do a little bit more on the interior, because it is a kind of a concave shape. Yeah. Just like that. Oh, you guys can barely see that. Yeah. That's okay. That's what I'm looking for. It's just slight shifts in color. I'll grab my hair dryer. There we go. Let's grab another little layering. Put down another little mount. Just like that. No, I don't want that pooling. So I'm going to feather that off. Just like so. Yeah, just an ever slight shift in value. You guys can barely see it on camera. But it's there. I mean, we could have some real fun and throw some color on the edges, maybe. You know what? Maybe we'll do that anyway. Let's have some fun. Because who knows, right? Just a little bit of intense color like that. Just a little bit. Yeah. The other idea I had was kind of like, basically I would take a little bit of the medium, put it on the surface, and then just put a drop in and just watch it kind of spread around. But the surface is really smooth, so I don't know if it'll do that right. Okay, I'm going to grab some Ethermatic Blue. We'll check that right there. Grab a little amount of contrast medium. Little drop. Give it a good thorough mixing. Now this color is really, really thin to begin with, so we're going to use it pretty much as is, with just this thinner added to it. You can already see like how very transparent it is. We're going to apply it along the bottom portion here. Just like so. Yeah. It's almost tempting to make some shapes. You know, we'll add a heavy amount to the bottom. Right along here. Oops, I hit the feather. Oops. It's okay. We can quickly feather that off. We can feather off the feather. Alright. Yeah, see, now it has more of that idea of a pearlescent, like the interior of a clamshell. See how we got that magenta and the blue? Just slightly giving us that impression, right? Kind of see that now? It's tempting to hit it with more saturated color, and I'm trying to resist that urge. But I can't. So I'm going to grab a little bit. Grab a little bit more color. I want just, I don't know, let's say around here, just a little bit darker color. Just right around there. Yeah. Just at the perimeter. Try not to overwork the color. I'm going to hit this with the dryer. I suppose I probably could have hit this with like really saturated color and then put Mother Lode on top of it. And that might have given me something. Saved myself these steps in trying to be subtle, you know? It's a bold strategy, Cotton. See how it plays out. Grab a little bit more of the Ethermatic Blue, because I'm going to do it just kind of like a gemstone almost, where you put the opposite color on the other sides. Just, yeah, right around here. heavy amount of color. Just like that. Actually, that's not bad. On its own, it doesn't look bad. On its own. And in fact, I'll take a little bit of this pure color. Probably going to mess it up, but let's give it a shot. Let's see what happens. Yeah, you know what? I kind of like that. I want to quickly feather that off, though. Allow the color to kind of blend into the other two. Yeah, you know what? I am okay with how that looks. I'm okay with that. Yeah. Now, give that a moment to dry. And I'm going to come back in with the mother load. The mother load. Yeah, as the contrast paint dries, it does knock that shine out, and so putting the mother load back on will bring it back a bit. I'm just going to give this another good thorough shaking for a moment, just to make sure. Again, like I said, like this color sat on my shelf for a bit, so. And when you're dealing with metallics, especially water-based acrylic metallics, got to make sure it's shook good and proper. Good and proper. Yeah, basically I'm singing along to the beat of shaking my bottle. Anyway. Everybody's like, he's fucking cracking up. So we jump back over to Mother Load. Let's grab this little mount onto the brush. And let's go to town. I'm not going to lie, this is exactly what I wanted. I'm not just saying that just to make myself feel better or something, but yeah, this is what I wanted. It's all going according to plan. Yeah. Holy crap. That's what I wanted right there. Good God. I think I really like that. Yeah, so you can see now how it's the color's really pearlescing now. See, we got that little backing of a little deeper color now. Yeah, I like that. Does that not look like the inside of a shell? Like a seashell? Because that's what I was going for. And that feels like it. Damn. I like that. I'm not going to lie. I like how that looks. I like how the light plays on it as well. Greenleaf Terrain. When are we going to collab and do a dab? Dude, you can come over anytime, man. Adam, you can come over anytime, dude. You know, my door is always open for you. Greenleaf looks like the inside of my... What? Your colon? This is the inside of my colon. All right. Okay, so we're done with those colors. Yeah, we're done with Pterodon. Sorry, I'm just going to clean up my areas a little bit. Oh, shit. Drop models now. But yeah, I'm very, very happy with how that looks. That is pretty darn close. Like, pretty darn close to what I was imagining, to what I was wanting. And we made it happen. We made it happen, kids. We made it happen. It happened for us. And so, that's a good thing. All right. Yeah. I'm very happy with how that looks. To my eye, that looks like the interior of a seashell, which is what it's supposed to look like. Yeah. I dig it. I digs it. Okay. Put that away. Yeah. I just put it back on the Space Marine, and I like how it looks. All right, back to the backpack. Back to the backpack. Pack. The one thing I'm kind of worried about, as far as using the flat clear, the Tamiya flat clear, the only thing I'm a little bit worried about is it'll knock the really shininess of the metallic out. And I'm kind of worried about that because I like, as the light plays on the surface, how it gives it the weathering more dimension, and it makes the paint, like the red, feel like paint, right? It feels like it's sitting on top of the surface, and this surface is actually a metal, right? Yeah. Anyway, let's throw some metallics now. So for this, we're going to use our Goon Metal. Adam figured out the emojis. I just got my new Fiat 500. It's red fire. Cool. Who the hell was it? Oh, I was talking with Dan. Dan was telling me that you picked up a new car, and you bought a Fiat again. You love them Fiats. Fiats. Anyway. Let's start laying down some metallics. We'll start off with these vents over here, just because they're nice and out of the way. Get this done. Okay. Yeah, you always got to watch out for going back over the same spot too many times, because you can screw your paint job up. Tamiya colors dry really fast, but it's not like super immediate fast, right? For anybody who's not really used these colors before. Whoops, shoot. Drop my brush. With a load of paint on it, too. I wonder if the face cam caught my expression. All right. Yeah, we'll do this other side here. Drove the first one into the ground. Don't knock my road legal go-kart. Yeah, that's what it kind of is, isn't it? Is a road legal go-kart. Ugh. It was drying there and I pulled that frickin' paint. The other fun thing I enjoy about using these colors is just dipping into the paint pot and then just slathering it onto the surface. I know normally, I'm always harping on about, thinning the color, controlling the color, but you know what's kind of relaxing? Is just taking the paint and just smacking it onto the surface. Something kind of relaxing about that, which is probably why so many people get into this hobby. Just slapping some paint onto a surface and just having fun and just kind of, seeing what happens, right? Let's see where this goes. Yeah, we will have to do more than one coat, but yeah. Still trying to be nice and neat. I'm trying not to hit anything. Close that up for the moment. Got my little container of alcohol. Yeah. Just make sure my brush is thoroughly dry. Give that a moment. Yeah. See how nice and metallic-y that is? That's fun. I think I'll do this little bit, these little techno doodads. I think I'll do those in metallic as well. We are definitely going to need to head over to Flatland soon enough. We're hitting a point where I still want to use the panel line paint so I can get in, create some separation, because I definitely want to create some separation between the armor of the thruster to to the rest of the metallic, because I just don't want it to like you get that bright spot there. I don't really want that bright spot. I want that to be a shadow. I want it to be obviously separated, right? So, yeah. Disco. I use that panel liner. Yeah, I've never used it. I was talking a few episodes ago. That where was it? Oh yeah, it contains mineral spirit and pigments. Okay, yep. So it sounds like it's an enamel paint, right? So caution. May cause plastic to become brittle. Say what? Do not apply to parts that must be pressed in. Be careful when using, as it may dissolve underlying paint. Store tightly capped and out of direct sunlight. Good God. Directions. Do not apply onto enamel paint. But isn't this enamel paint? It just says don't apply this to enamel paint, but it's enamel paint. I don't know. Shake well or stir with a paint stirrer before using. If the paint is too thick, then thin with X20 enamel thinner. Because I have X20A, which is the acrylic thinner. Hence the A. Hence, and yeah. To remove excess, wait until it's completely dried, then use a cotton swab dipped in X20 enamel thinner to wipe off. Yeah, so it's enamel paint, but don't use it with enamel paint. That doesn't make any freaking sense to me. It's like, you know, this is contrast medium, but don't use it with contrast paints. Like, what? That doesn't make any freaking sense. What? Disco is good on Space Marine armor. Yep, enamel based. Maybe the solvent in it will dissolve other enamels. Yeah, I would assume so. I would assume it's because of well, that's I believe that's ethyl benzene, xylene, mineral spirits, and pigments. That's it. That's all it contains. So ethyl benzene. I'm trying to remember my chemistry now. Is it just the alcohols? But the alcohol doesn't really dissolve plastic, unless, of course, like, I don't know. Unless, of course, there's they're talking like, you know, whatever kind of plastic might be out there, you know, because you have, like, you know, obviously, like, you have, you know, styrene plastic, you have the PVC plastic, right? Like, you have various plastics. So maybe they just put that in there just to, so, you know, people don't, you know, buy their model kit and then apply it and then the fucking model melts, right? I mean, you know, they're trying to cover their ass maybe so that they're not getting sued because some dumb modeler, you know, slapped that onto one of his plastic models without sealing it or, you know, having a protective barrier. But either way, which is why I picked up the Tamiya Flat Clear, right? Here I am turning the bottle. I could have probably just turned the label or turned the head. There we go. But yeah, so we're gonna slap that onto the model. I only picked up one can, but where I get this shit, he's got a pretty decent stock of stuff, and he's localish. So yeah, I say local-ish because he's kind of in my area, but it is a little bit out of the way. Anyway. Disco, I've only applied it to acrylics, never use it on top of enamels. Yeah, I'm not sure why they would recommend that, though. Like why would they caution you, do not apply onto enamel paint? Like, why? But unless, of course, it's because of the mineral spirit. Because the mineral spirit will pull at the enamel paint, right? Because enamel paint is basically an oil paint, right? It's oil painting. So, yeah. That's the only thing I can think of, is that it's the mineral spirit will pull at the enamel paint. It's probably not going to, like, you know, just fall off, but it's probably like a situation where, you know, you lay it on, and then if you touch it, it's just going to end up pulling the whole layer. Maybe that's what they're cautioning. I don't know. I mean, realistically, I mean, is to try it on top of enamel paint and see what happens. Might not be anything. It might be just, you know, they encountered some schmuck one day and he's like, I messed up my model because you guys used this product and you recommended for doing this and it didn't work. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just cover your ass policy, right? Working the paint into the nooks and crannies, trying to keep the paint smooth. will say though, doing the Adeptus Sororitas and doing the Space Marine and limiting myself to just using just Tamiya colors is a lot of fun. Still felt tacky for a second. Give that a moment to dry. All right. Drinky poo. Time for a drinky poo. Anybody watch Trailer Park Boys? Mr. Leahy. Time for a little drinky poo. Anyway. making myself laugh at my own stupid shit. Beep beep boop beep 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 boop beep boop beep boop beep 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 boop beep 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 boop. Make sure I'm in frame. Yeah, screw it. Let's just start here. Yeah, I don't know. It's just something kind of relaxing about just slapping paint down. Just, screw it. Just slap it down. Who cares? Who cares? Beep beep boop beep 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 boop beep boo beep boo. that on that side. Oh, shoot. Just touched the damn thing. Damn it. Yeah, we're going to mess that up. Better quit playing with it. Quit playing with it or you'll go blind. Yeah, despite everything, I have Looney Tunes playing in my head a lot. I was deeply troubled as a child. What's all these messages? People know I'm busy. I'm busy. I'm actually not that busy, but Disco. I love Looney Tunes as a child until I learned how racist they were as an adult. Yeah, exactly right. Shit, it's not even just Looney Tunes. I mean, it's all the animation from way back in the day, right? Messages are about. I don't know. It's Twitter, man. It's fucking Twitter. Beep beep boop beep 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 boop. Oh, fuck. I can't get that tune out of my head now. All right. So what do we think about the shoulder pads? Leave them solid red. The symbols are going to be white, right? Or symbol white and shoulder trim white. What do we think? What are we thinking, folks? Now, this looks kind of, kind of plain and everything like that because it just hasn't been weathered up yet, but yeah. I'm not actually waiting for an answer. I'm just letting my stuff dry. Oh yeah, we said we were going to do this interior here, right? Yeah, we better do that. I also want to get in this space right here between the nozzles. Yeah, we'll do that in a sec. Yeah, we'll do it right now. It's great. Let's do it now. We'll do it live. Disco. I think a light color on the shoulder with a bold color on the eagle would look tight. Tight? It'll look tight. Yeah, I can see it. I'm not disagreeing. Oh, shit. I just touched that. Damn it. Oh, it's fine. I'm okay. Oh, excuse me. There we go. Yeah, it's not bad. All right. Okay. Now, let's rinse this off really fast. So we're going to do that inseam there. Then we'll give that a few moments to dry, and then we'll do another layering on the metallics. Just make sure this is thoroughly dried off. We'll switch over to a slightly detailed brush. Slightly. Let's give this a quick rinse. Bristles feel a little stiff. Just a little. I feel a frickin' sneeze coming. Oh. If you're wearing headphones, turn them up or down. So I might sneeze. I apologize now. It might get loud. Let's work on this side, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. Freaking hands are starting to shake. Yep. Me likey. Me likey. Go. Is that it? I think that's it. Other than another layer of metallics? Yeah. Cool. Give that a moment to dry. Is it technically drying or is it curing? You tell me. Solvent-based paints, do they technically dry or are they curing? I guess really it's the definition of what curing is, right? What technically is curing? I'm not looking at it. Beep 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 boop beep boop beep boop beep 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 boop beep 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 boop. Do another layer of these metallics just to get a nice solid finish on there. Try to anyway. Yep. I suppose we could whip out the gray and get that base coated, I suppose, right? Oh, let's do it. Where's my gray? There's my gray. color is this? German gray. Wait, which gray was I using? I was using light gray, right? Shit. No, I'm pretty sure it's light gray I was using. I was like, what gray was I using? Yeah, it was light gray, I think. Now, for the symbol, I am going to use the airbrush to paint the white onto the symbol. Just because it's a nice, fast way of getting a gradient on it. That's all. But we'll pick it out by hand. I mean, I could just easily mask it off and then, you know, lay all the gray down, but meh. 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 I'm going to put this brush back over here because I know I'll end up getting some of this Tamiya acrylic all over it. Beep beep boop beep 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 boop beep 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 boop. Go. Not too shabby. And give that a moment to dry before I put the interior color down. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. Yeah, I definitely like how that looks, though. Oh. Yeah, me likey. Me likey. Me likey like. Yeah, now I'm really kind of nervous about laying that flat clear on top of everything. Just because of how I'm afraid it's just going to dull down the silver, like the metal. We'll see. We'll see if it was warranted or not. Greenleaf. New Joy Toy action figures, 4 sets. And then asterisk, I don't know. You typed something that wasn't allowed. Couldn't have been a swear word because I'm pretty sure I allow swearing. Oh, it was a link. Yeah. I've seen the Joy Toy, and I've heard it's like $100 for like a set of 4 of them or something like that. It's a little bit pricey, but you're talking about little 4-inch action figures. And we're already paying that for, little, plastic guys that we have to assemble and prime and paint. Whereas these are already ready to go. Yeah. Play big scale kill team with Barbie houses. You could. Well, you could get if somebody out there who still has all their G.I. Joe sets, definitely you could play some kill team with all that G.I. Joe stuff. Even like Star Wars, the old Star Wars action sets, G.I. Joe, Star Wars. What other figure line was in that same scale? G.I. Joe and Star Wars is the first things that come to mind for me. I don't know what other toy line was at that scale, that 4-inch scale. I can't think of it. Wait, friends. Sorry, I got a smear on my lens here. It's been annoying me. Boom, 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 boom. And I can see again. Sweet. All right. We're going to do another layer of the metallic goon metal for goons. But yeah, what other toy line was in that 4-inch scale? I don't know. I can't think of anything. I'm drawing a complete blank at it. Star Wars and G.I. Joe. Did Transformers ever have a coherent scale? Right? Like, were all the Transformers in scale to each other? Or were some of them supposed to be bigger than others? Like, a lot bigger. I know, like, Omega Supreme and stuff like that were, like, really huge, but... yeah. I'm just wondering. I'm thinking out loud. Let that dry for a few seconds. Adam, I only ever formed a Voltron, so I don't know. Like a boss. Oh yeah, you know what though? Yeah. Robotech, or Macross, but Robotech, because that's how it was marketed here in North America. Robotech, Voltron, I remember those things were in the 4-inch scale. Yeah. I remember, because I used to have some of the Robotech stuff, and yeah, they were 4-inch action figures like G.I. Joes and Star Wars. Yeah. Thanks, Adam, for jogging the old memory. Man, that can't be it. Like, I'm pretty sure when those 4-inch G.I. Joes and or maybe it was Star Wars, or maybe both. There's a real fun documentary series on Netflix on classic toys and stuff. And I can't remember, is it Star Wars that came out with that first 4-inch scale? Or was it G.I. Joe? G.I. Joe was a big, 12-inch figure, but then they changed him to a 4-inch figure. And I think that was because of Star Wars figures. Yeah. So basically, G.I. Joe and Star Wars set that standard. But I remember as a kid, Star Wars action figures, they only moved at the shoulder and the legs, right? And you could turn the head side to side. Whereas G.I. Joes, you could do like all sorts of movement with them. They were fully posable, other than like the hands, right? Whereas Star Wars, everybody was all straight armed. Oh, geez, I hit the mic. Everybody who might have heard a sound there as me hitting my mic, trying to animate Star Wars arms. Anyway, yeah. But I remember the Macross figures, or the Robotech figures, they were in that 4-inch scale. There was another famous toy line that was in that similar scale. I can't think of it, though. There were so many. Greenleaf. My Voltron formed to be like 12 inches tall. Was it 12 inches? I thought it was bigger. Now, did they sit in the head or did they sit in the body? I think they sat in the body, didn't they? Like when you put the action figures into the lions, because the lions were like about yay big. No, that thing had to have been bigger than 12 inches. Because those, like, to fit that 4-inch figure, because I'm pretty sure they sat inside the body. And it only had the lions. Oh, okay. No, I remember there was 4-inch Voltron figures from the animated series, the original animated, and you could buy the lions and stuff, and you can make, Voltron. But I'm pretty sure he was pretty big. Yeah, it was big. I only had the lions, no action figures. Clearly, my parents bought the cheap version. Well, I don't want to shit on your parents or anything, but yeah. Single mom, yeah. Same here. Well, I was born in 75, and I remember going to Empire Strikes Back, and I was 80, so I was 5. And I remember that Christmas, I had gotten the AT-AT, the Snow Speeder, whole bunch of Star Wars stuff, whole bunch of G.I. Joe. Yeah. Come to think of it, maybe I was spoiled as a kid. No, I wasn't, because all my friends that I hung out with, although maybe, I don't know, because I distinctly recall like having like the Star Wars stuff, and I had the AT-AT, and I loaded them up with all my figures and stuff like that, because I grew up in London, Ontario, and it gets winters, but not very long, and I remember taking it outside and walking it in the snow, and I had the snow speeder, and I remember another friend of mine had a snow speeder as well, and we were imitating Empire Strikes Back, and yeah, and then he also had the play set with the Rebel turret on it. Yeah, he had that thing as well. I don't know, it just seemed like a lot of my buddies always had like more stuff than what I had, and other stuff. So like if I had the AT-AT, well, they had the ATST. No, I had the ATST as well. Anyway, and you know, I don't know. It just, when we got all together, we had like a whole whack ton of stuff, and you know, a lot of fun. Anyway. Greenleaf, 1980. I was still waiting in the Matrix. You were still in your incubation tube? Yeah. I don't want to be rude, Adam, but you may have smoked too much. You might have gone too far. You may have gotten past the point where your brain cells can cope with the losses of their fellow brain cells, and you've hit that point now where, you know, it's like the Eldar in 40K, where they're just trying to preserve just whatever brain cells they have left, and they're just like, no, we can't lose anymore. A single brain cell is too much of a loss for them to deal with. You may have hit that point, Adam. You may have hit that point. I'm just speculating. Adam, I have soul stones. If only we had soul stones. Man. I don't know. The idea of soul stones, here's a thought that I just had. Okay? If humans today, you know, in our real world, if we had something like soul stones, would that make us better people? Like that, would that encourage us to be better people or to be worse? Right? If we had soul stones that protected our soul from going into an afterlife and being condemned, would we be better or worse because of it? I mean, all jokes aside, I think we'd be worse, because then we truly would not have, you know, any kind of idea of repercussions for our actions, right? Would we just be a bunch of awful human beings running around? I mean, we already are, but yeah, if soul stones were real in our world and humans had them, would we be better or worse? I'm leaning towards worse. But that might be just my downer view on the world. Greenleaf. There would a stone prison of sorts. Same deal, more advanced. Still same problems, guns just more futuristic. Right, but I'm saying like today, if every living man or woman, right, as soon as you're born, you're given a soul stone that protects you from evil forces that are wanting to consume your soul, would we be better or worse? Because there's no repercussions for your immortal soul, as it were, right? Because you're just going to go into your soul stone, as you know, the lore loosely dictates, right? Disco. I think worse, because your average person is more likely to be shitty and selfish than good. Yeah, I think so too. Greenleaf. Stone thieves would exist. Stone thieves would exist. Yeah, black market soul stones. Yeah, right? You would also have a black market for it, because yeah, you're going to have shitty people still right? Shitty people still making shitty decisions. And realistically, like when we think about, shitty people and, shitty things that go on in the world, what is it we're really talking about when we're talking about people being shitty to each other, right? What is the root of that, of the shittiness? Personally, I think it has to do a lot with selfishness. Selfishness makes for shitty decisions that affect society as a whole. Selfishness can preserve you and, make you look out for you and all these important things. But as the society as a greater whole, selfishness, is kind of a problem, right? Like, you can't just say, well, we get rid of selfishness. Well, no, you can't, because the individual still needs to be protected. And selfishness, in some form or other, has to protect a person, right? It's a self-defense mechanism. It's something that, right, all humans developed over the millennia of evolving, right? But when we're talking about society as a whole, selfishness hurts society, right? People acting in their own interest. For example, greed. Greed is a selfish thing. Yet you get a whole bunch of people acting selfishly together. They become a corporation of greed, right? So, yeah. Greenleaf. So are the Eldar awesome or agreed? Are the Eldar awesome? Yeah, the Eldar are awesome. I mean, they're fictional. They're elves, right? So, I mean, in the Tolkien sense of it, they're more akin to spirits and earth and, community and, these kinds of things, right? And yet can be shitty characters. Thermalicious. I can only speak for myself, but I would be even more mindful because my decisions would have a bigger impact on society as a whole because I'm living longer. True. Yeah. But that's you, right? I mean, and that's your own, for lack of a better term at the moment, your own selfishness. Not that it's a bad thing in this context, but yeah. But then when everybody is only concerned with their own interests, right? Then society falls apart because nobody will cooperate, right? It all falls apart. Greenleaf, token elves are a-holes to me. Yeah, well, elves typically are assholes. Which probably is why I like elves. I mean, let's not beat around the bush here. I am an asshole. I can freely admit it. I'm an asshole. I'm not going to start singing that song. But I am an asshole. Man, it's just fun just to scrub paint right in. Just scrub it in. Just slap it in there. Move it a brush around. And just scrub. Scrub-a-dub. 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 Loves me some scrub-a-dub. I don't know if that was an actual song or not. Probably not. if it was a pretty crap cover of it. There's a tiny part of me in my brain that wants to throw a bit of a light blue onto these metals. There's a small little voice in the back of my brain going, yeah, use some light blue. Throw that in there. Make it look cool. Oh, it's a Demon Monkey Bot. Demon Monkey Bot. He protects the channel. All praise the Demon Monkey Bot. He is a vessel for the algorithm god. Damn it! Did I miss a spot? Or did I catch that? I might have caught that. Oh, shoot. I gotta quit touching this. Quit touching it. Quit touching it or it'll never heal. Alright, you know what? I've got to go to the washroom really fast because my iced tea is moving right through me. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. Oh. Yeah, I was just thinking of something. You know how, like, sci-fi inspires the real world, right? For example, like Star Trek. Star Trek inspires, where we want to be, technology, society, right? All these things. The idea of the soul stones. Do you think we could do it? Do you think we could make soul stones a reality? I guess realistically, it all depends on what we define as the soul. I guess really, as we move forward and as we try to capture human consciousness in a digital format, we could very well end up in a society where you don't effectively die, right? Because you can just download yourself onto, whatever. And of course, as technology progresses and gets better and better, the technology gets smaller and smaller. So, yeah, we could end up to a point where, who you are is downloaded into, a a piece of silica, right? Piece of RAM that stores your consciousness. And then that piece of consciousness can be plugged in and join the rest of the network, right? So, soul stones are real. Basically, that's what I'm saying. Soul stones will be a reality soon enough. It'll be a reality. We'll have to deal with it. Then there truly will be no consequences for people, because you can just simply screw it. Yeah, I was a bad person in real life. Huh? Too bad. I'm gonna download myself and enjoy the rest of eternity as a algorithm. And maybe, just maybe, the algorithm god becomes a reality. Right? I mean, I make the joke all the time about praying to the algorithm god, but in a very real world sense, that could come to pass. The algorithm god. As everybody is transformed into digital selves. Kim, hey, how's it going? How's it coming along? Been busy today? Can catch like 20 minutes of the show. Greenleaf, and you say I smoke too much. Very true, Adam. Touche. Touche. Well, you know what the hilarious part is, Adam? Is that those are the kind of thoughts that occur to me at like fucking 2 a.m. when I'm trying to go to bed. It's those kind of thoughts that keep me up at night. It's like, well, what are we going to do when, we have digital criminals and somebody is sentenced to life imprisonment? What would happen then? Made a boo-boo talking too damn much. Kim, what? That you smoke too much? Is that something I think about at 2 a.m. in the morning? Oh no, not that. I think you may have missed the whole bit we were talking about, because I just went to the washroom and I came back and we were talking about the consequences for society, our real world society today, if soul stones were really a thing. If you could, put your soul into this stone that would protect you from outside forces, demons, if you will, from consuming your immortal soul, right? Today, in the real world, would that make humanity better or shittier, right? Or would it be about the same, just with different craziness? Wait for that to dry. Kim, that would be bad. Look at Voldemort. I'm not familiar with what's Voldemort. I don't know what Voldemort is. What's Voldemort? Seriously, I don't know. What's Voldemort? I'm not searching it up. My computer's way over there, or my keyboard. Greenleaf. What? Demons are the big issue in the real world? I'm so confused. I'm just saying, but I mean, speculation, man. Let's stay within the realm. I mean, obviously our context for understanding it is from Warhammer 40k, but could you apply that kind of thing to the real world, and what would be the consequence of that? And then, of course, I started talking about basically how we may actually be on that path right now, because we are further endeavoring to download and change the human consciousness down to an algorithm, right? Digitally, download you digitally. And of course, it might take big computers to store human consciousness, but of course, over time, the technology will get smaller and smaller and better and faster and faster. And it may get to a point where it's like a little stone, right? It looks like just like a little bit of crystal, and the algorithm of your consciousness is stored in that crystal. And then who's to say that there isn't, places where you can slap that little crystal into the wall or device and you join the rest of the network of souls, essentially, right? Anyway. Kim, from Harry Potter, he did his soul in 8 pieces into stones and other stuff to live forever. Interesting. Greenleaf. Can't wait to download a wife. Okay. That's funny. All right. I think, this is dry now. I think that's as far as I want to take that at the moment, because I want to airbrush this. I'll correct that later. Made a couple boo-boos on the side there. You can see how the lines look a little jagged, as opposed to that side, and the lines look nice and neat. Because the next thing I want to do is I want to take care of these vents. I want to make these darker, right? So, yeah. So, I guess we can head over to, I guess, the shoulder pads. Yeah. Right? Shoulder pads. Right? Thermalicious. Elon Musk is working on a Neuralink, which is supposed to be for knowledge, but it wouldn't be a leap to store a human on a hard drive. No. Yeah, once they've mapped the human brain and how this whole organ works, like, yeah, I mean, like, it's not much of a stretch to imagine that, yeah, once you have it all mapped, you know how it works, right? Who knows what other kind of crazy crap can come from that, because if they know how your brain works, right? Like, we're talking like they understand it now. They know it's all, it works like, ones and zeros, right? They know it all. And what's to say that they don't make a duplicate of your brain, make a copy. And if you happen to be of somebody who's prominent or, whatever, and they can come up with, like, for example, imagine if they had Pablo Picasso's brain mapped, and they wanted to because he was regarded as a genius and he was of that level of thinking. You copy the brain and then you have this genius level, and then who's to say that you can't copy them all together, network them all, and make them come up with even more, right? More genius. Come up with more genius is basically what I'm saying here. Disco, but it's going to be you or a simulation of you, which is essentially someone or something else. Well, definitely, right? Because even if I copied myself right now, identically, 1-to-1, that other person from that moment forward would make their own choices. They might be more in line with my own choices, but there are some different paths. And then eventually that person becomes a different person, right? So, yeah. But that is just, the shared experience of life, of making choices. And if there was 2 of you, 3 of you, whatever, and one goes left, one goes right, one continues forward, right? One goes back, making all sorts of different choices. What then? Those people become individuals, I guess, right? They all become different. Greenleaf. Then sell it to a porn industry. Bing, bang, boom, we good. Kim, like the clones in Star Wars. Disco, I fear it would be abused like everything else. Endless digital slaves of real people. Ah, yeah. Yeah, exactly, right? Because imagine if we could get, Stephen Hawking, map his entire brain. Stephen, so smart, so brilliant. How do we solve this? Well, I don't really know. Maybe if we had another version of me. So then, bang, make a copy. Boom. Now there's 2 Stevens working on it. We might need 2 more. So they give you 4, 8, 16, right? And it goes exponentially like that until you have this massive network of genius brains trying to work out a problem. And because they're digital, because they have no physical form, the law would not regard them, because the person who they were based off of may have passed, right? And here they are in a simulation. Ones and zeros. Every bit you, right? Because again, it's a 1-to-1 translation of your brain to a digital self. So everything that's going on in your brain right now is going on in a computer. Yet it's completely simulated. And there you are, constantly being bombarded with questions. We need an answer to this. We need an answer to this. Yeah, that would be a digital slavery of digital consciousness, and they're just copies. Right? What happens? We're right back to slavery again. Thermalicious. And how does the Matrix correct for lag when downloading or uploading someone, and what effect that have on someone? Yeah. Disco. How do we know if those simulations feel things the same as or as real as we real people do, These are the ethical questions only Black Mirror tried to approach in media. Yeah, I did catch those ones where they download you and you can kind of live out your day kind of thing, right? Yeah. Who knows, right? Could the human brain even endure eternity? Could our brains, like, if we translated our, lizard monkey brains into a digital format, could we even endure eternity as a digital version of ourselves? Or would we go mad? Or become something else? Would we grow? Could we grow? Right? Because, like, our brains, when we're developing, right, as we learn things, neural pathways are made. So our brain is connecting other cells to other cells and connecting other, compounds to others, memory, learning, speech, all this stuff, right? And we're learning and learning and learning. But if you made a digital version of yourself, could that grow? Or would you be stuck as that person you were the moment you transferred in? Greenleaf, so at Google a slave? What? Disco brings new meaning to definitions of hell. Yeah. Wouldn't it be? I think that kind of would be hell, right? Eternity. Living forever. Although you're not technically alive, but your consciousness would be alive. So yeah. A hell. A digital hell. Some might argue we're already in a digital hell, but Thermalicious, how much of you do you own? Movie studios are using past actors and actresses for movies and CGI, of course. Yeah, that's a very real thing now, right? Can anybody just use your likeness? If you're dead and you transferred yourself, your consciousness into, whatever, are you still legally you? Does the law recognize a digital self? Yeah, that's interesting. Kim. Oh yeah, it would be hell. We're not meant to live that long. No, I don't think so either. I don't think so. I think our simple chemical monkey lizard brains would probably break down after, 1,000 years probably. Kim, gotta go again. You doing Way the Rush tomorrow? Yes, I'm planning on it. I am planning on it. Short of anything catastrophic, I do plan on doing some Way the Brushing. Disco, ultimately, who has control of the digital personas? The real person or machines that own or manage and maintain the physical infrastructure? Right, yeah. See, these are the kind of things that we probably should be taking seriously. Because if we don't start this conversation now, technology will surpass our conversations. And things will get really dicey and exploited when that day comes. When that technology is widely available. Right? Versus if we start talking about it now and start laying the groundwork for these kinds of things. Because it's kind of looking like we'll head in that direction. Thermalicious, excellent question. Kim, links get deleted, put it in Discord. What link? I didn't see a link. He fat fingered. Oh, because he threw the manage and maintain. Yeah, is that a link? Is it clickable? Can I click it? I can click it. Oof. Do I want to click it? Will it take me? Take me somewhere. Don't click. No? Don't click it. No, don't. For God's sake, don't click it. Don't click that link, people. Jeez. All right. What time are we at here? Oh, it's 2 hours. Oh. Well, there we go. I think really quickly here, I'm just going to clean up that little bits of schmutz there I got there. So I picked up 2 bottles of flat red. whenever I compensate, I always overcompensate. So, and yes, that's what I said. I overcompensate. I am a petty, small man. I think I said it earlier. I'm an asshole. Yeah. I said it. I'm pretty sure I said it earlier. I'm an asshole. All right. Let's get some flat red. Grab our detail brush. Grab a little bit of red. And let's correct. That's too much. Oops. Oh well. Let's get a little cleaner separation here. It's too much. And jumble that up, camouflage that. Yeah, there we go. There, feels a little neater now. Good, good. 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 All right. So we done with the deep conversations. Disco people have a tendency to worry about the immediate, the here and now. Rightly so. That's the most urgent. Long-term planning isn't normal for people. No, it is not. And you're absolutely correct. We do not plan ahead. We do not look forward, right? Which, again, takes us back to my previous point. Why is that? Why can't we plan for the future? Why can't we anticipate the future? We can obviously see it. We can obviously plan for it. But why is it so hard to make long-term plans, right? Why is it so hard for people to come together, right? But they can only see what's right in front of them, right? Thermalicious. Philosophy Friday was good. We should do it again next week. Same bat time, same channel. I do weigh the brush, and weigh the brush I tend to run my mouth for a long time, and but yeah, again, I'm kind of a philosophical kind of guy anyway. I don't know. I feel that I'm more engaged by interesting ideas than anything else, really. Ideas, concepts. Disco, it's good, Chris. Smoke and talk. Always fun to think deep. I haven't had any smoke today, despite Adam's claim. Yeah, I only do it. I only get high in the evening. I don't do it in the day. I can barely function if I did it in the day. I don't know how people I know tons of people who show up for work right first thing in the morning and then spark a joint, have a whole joint, and fucking start their day. I don't know how they do that. I don't know how they function. But then again, I don't know how an alcoholic does it either, or anybody else with any kind of I don't want to say substance abuse problems, but have a reliance on substance, But I guess maybe cigarettes are kind of similar, because I still smoke. I know I shouldn't, but yeah, I still smoke cigarettes, not dope. Actually, I don't smoke marijuana. Actually, I don't really smoke it. I find it just, it doesn't agree with me, and the whole coughing sensation and being out of breath and just, you know, no, I don't care for that. I eat it because I mean, like, here's the way Chris's brain works. I don't really smoke weed because, first of all, how you smoke it and how you ingest it, it creates two different compounds in your body. When you smoke it, you're lighting a fire to it, and you're chemically changing the atoms of it, and then inhaling it, and then processing it through your lungs, gets into your bloodstream, becomes a different compound, and your body moves about, right? Versus consuming it. And my wife, she just takes a big old couple buds, mashes them down, throws that into a brownie mix, mixes it thoroughly into the brownies, and then I consume it, and an hour later I feel that shit. And to my way of thinking, I prefer that, because basically all we did was we took the plant, broke it down into basically a powder, and I consume it. And so it did not go through any kind of chemical change other than when it gets digested and enters the bloodstream. Now, mind you, it goes through a few filters because it'll go through kidneys and liver and, you know, all that stuff. But yeah, and again, yeah, there was a study that showed that when you smoke it, your body, when it enters your bloodstream, your body changes it chemically. It throws another nitrogen or another carbon onto it. Versus if you consume it, your body throws a different molecule onto it and making it a different compound. Not that the two compounds are like wildly different. It's just, it's a different compound in your system. That's all. But yeah, I prefer to eat it. Smoking it just kind of meh. But mind you, I'm a smoker, so probably why I don't care to smoke it. I already smoke too much. Anyway, good for you. I should stick to that. Yeah. I don't know how this show would go if I just sparked up a joint and then just started streaming. We'd talk about all sorts of crazy crap, I'm sure. All sorts of crazy crap. And I would definitely 100% would put my own foot in my mouth. To be sure. Of course, though, when I've been drinking, yeah, definitely. The asshole does make an appearance. The persona, not the actual asshole. I don't think that's a stream anybody wants to watch. All right, I'm getting the hell out of here, people. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Thermalicious. I'm not familiar with Twitch's drug use policy, so I would research that. Yeah, I'm not researching it. I mean, I don't have to do it on camera. I can just fucking just hit a bowl before I come out here and just start doing shit. And I've drank on stream. Yeah, I've drank. Drinking? Anyway. Getting the hell out of here. Guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Take care of yourselves. Yeah. I'll probably putz around more with this, but yeah, because I want to get this done, because I want to get moving on to some other projects. We've been working on this one for what, 2 weeks? 3 weeks? I don't even know how long I've been doing this. I think it was about 2 weeks. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, I really need to use that recording of Boop singing. I just have that at the end. Just use that as my intro and outro. Maybe I should have an audition in the Discord. Everybody just post a clip of them singing a song. Maybe that's what I'll do.